Centuries ago, two mighty empires, Rome and Carthage, stood poised on the brink of an epic struggle. Their rivalry would reshape the ancient world forever, determining the course of Western civilization. Carthage, a formidable maritime power, controlled vast trade routes across the Mediterranean. Founded by Phoenicians, it was an economic powerhouse, a rival to Rome's burgeoning influence and ambition. Meanwhile, the Roman Republic, a land-based power, was rapidly expanding, conquering territories across the Italian peninsula. Their disciplined legions were unmatched, but their navy was nascent. The First Punic War erupted over control of Sicily, a strategic island bridging their empires. Neither side initially sought war, but escalating tensions made conflict inevitable. Carthage's superior navy dominated the early stages. Rome, recognizing its weakness, began an ambitious shipbuilding program, transforming into a naval power almost overnight. Rome's ingenuity shone with the invention of the corvus, an innovative boarding bridge. This transformed naval battles into land engagements, leveraging their legionaries' strengths. After decades of brutal fighting, Rome defeated Carthage at the Battle of the Aegates Islands. Carthage, exhausted and bankrupt, sued for peace, conceding Sicily and paying heavy indemnities. The peace was fragile. Carthage harbored deep resentment over Rome's harsh terms. This simmering anger, particularly within the influential Barca family, would ignite the next, even bloodier, conflict. Driven by his father Hamilcar Barca's unwavering hatred of Rome, young Hannibal swore an oath, famously stating, "I shall never be a friend to the Romans," a vow that would define his life. The Second Punic War, the most famous of the three, commenced with Hannibal's audacious invasion of Roman territory. It was a war of unprecedented scale and strategic brilliance. Hannibal's perilous journey across the Alps with his diverse army, including war elephants, remains one of history's most astounding military feats, incurring heavy losses but achieving surprise. Upon descending into Italy, Hannibal delivered two crushing defeats to Rome at the battles of Trebia and Lake Trasimene, employing brilliant ambushes and tactical deception. In response, Rome appointed Quintus Fabius Maximus, whose Fabian strategy avoided pitched battles, instead harassing Hannibal's supply lines, denying him decisive victory. Frustrated by Fabius's caution, new Roman consuls sought direct engagement. This led to the Battle of Cannae, Rome's most catastrophic defeat, where Hannibal annihilated a numerically superior force. At Cannae, Hannibal executed a textbook double envelopment, a tactical masterpiece that surrounded and crushed the Roman legions. It's still studied by military strategists today. Despite the devastating losses, Rome refused to surrender. They mobilized unprecedented resources, forcing every capable man into service, demonstrating their remarkable resilience and determination. A new hero emerged, Scipio Africanus. A young, brilliant general, Scipio understood Hannibal's tactics and believed the best defense was an offense, striking at Carthage itself. Scipio first campaigned in Hispania, modern Spain, Hannibal's base of operations and source of reinforcements. He systematically dismantled Carthaginian control, cutting off vital resources. Having secured Spain, Scipio proposed a daring invasion of North Africa, directly threatening Carthage. The Roman Senate, cautious after years of war, initially hesitated. Scipio's invasion forced Carthage's hand. After years of devastating Italy, Hannibal was recalled to defend his homeland. The decisive confrontation was imminent. In 200 BC, Scipio and Hannibal finally met at the Battle of Zama in North Africa. It was a clash of titans, considered one of history's greatest military engagements. Hannibal's war elephants, once his terrifying advantage, were neutralized by Scipio's innovative tactics. Roman legions opened their ranks, channeling the elephants harmlessly through. Scipio's cavalry, returning from routing the Carthaginian cavalry, then enveloped Hannibal's infantry. Despite his genius, Hannibal suffered his first and only defeat. The defeat at Zama forced Carthage to accept even harsher terms: loss of all overseas territories, destruction of its navy, and massive indemnities. Their empire was shattered. Scipio Africanus returned to Rome a triumphant hero, his name forever etched in history as the man who defeated Hannibal. His strategic genius secured Rome's dominance. Despite the crippling terms, Carthage, with its strategic location and industrious people, began to slowly rebuild its wealth. This revival, however, alarmed certain Romans. Chief among them was Cato the Elder, who famously ended every speech in the Senate with Carthago delenda est, Carthage must be destroyed, fearing its resurgence. Fueled by fear and lingering animosity, Rome initiated the Third Punic War. This was not a war of necessity, but a brutal, final act of conquest. Despite overwhelming odds, the people of Carthage resisted fiercely for 3 grueling years. They melted down household items for weapons, showing incredible courage. In 146 before Christ, Rome finally breached Carthage's defenses. The ensuing siege was protracted and merciless, resulting in the city's complete destruction. The few surviving Carthaginians were sold into slavery, and the city itself was razed to the ground. A prosperous civilization was utterly erased from existence. Popular legend states the Romans sowed salt into the Carthaginian fields to prevent anything from growing. While likely a myth, it symbolizes the completeness of their destruction. With Carthage's destruction, Rome emerged as the undisputed master of the Mediterranean. No other power could challenge its supremacy for centuries to come. The Punic Wars propelled Rome from a regional power to a dominant empire. New territories, wealth, and strategic positions were gained, fueling further expansion. However, the wars also brought significant internal changes. Veteran soldiers returned to neglected farms, leading to social unrest and the rise of powerful generals. The immense power wielded by victorious generals like Scipio and later figures contributed to the eventual decline of the Roman Republic and the rise of emperors. Hannibal, despite his defeat, remained a hunted figure. He fled through various Hellenistic courts, offering his services against Rome, until his eventual death by suicide. Scipio Africanus, despite his glory, faced political struggles in Rome. Accused of bribery, he retired from public life, dying somewhat disillusioned. The price of greatness was high. The Punic Wars produced some of the most brilliant military minds in history. Their tactical innovations, like Hannibal's Cannae maneuver, are studied even today. Control of the Mediterranean Sea was paramount. It was a highway for trade, communication, and military projection. The victor would control the ancient world. Beyond military might, the wars were fought over economic dominance. Carthage's vast trading network and Rome's fertile lands represented immense wealth and resources. The conflict also represented a clash of cultures, the established mercantile Carthaginian society against the expanding, militaristic Roman Republic, each vying for influence. Both sides pushed the boundaries of military technology and strategy. From the Roman corvus to Hannibal's use of elephants and strategic maneuvering, innovation was key. Propaganda played a vital role, shaping public opinion. Rome demonized Hannibal, portraying him as a brutal monster, while Carthage highlighted Roman aggression. Carthage heavily relied on mercenary armies, which could be a strength but also a weakness, leading to loyalty issues and massive economic strain. Rome, conversely, relied on its citizen soldiers, deeply invested in their republic's survival. This loyalty and discipline gave them a significant, enduring advantage. Beyond strategy and empires, the Punic Wars bore an immeasurable human cost. Millions perished, countless lives were shattered, and entire cities were annihilated. The Punic Wars were a crucible that forged the Roman Empire. They set the stage for its imperial ambitions, its political structures, and its lasting cultural legacy. The lessons learned from these ancient conflicts, from grand strategy to individual heroism, continue to influence military thinking and historical analysis today. Figures like Hannibal and Scipio Africanus transcend their era, their rivalry and genius, providing timeless narratives of ambition, sacrifice, and the human spirit under immense pressure. While Rome achieved ultimate victory, the price was staggering. Generations were consumed by war, leaving deep scars on society and politics that ultimately led to institutional upheaval. The Punic Wars remind us how easily conflicts can escalate, the devastating impact of total war, and the enduring human desire for dominance and security. These lessons echo through history. For Rome, the Punic Wars weren't just about survival, they were a catalyst. This period forged the character of the Republic into the unstoppable force that would become an empire. For Carthage, it was the end. A vibrant civilization, rich in trade and culture, reduced to dust, its legacy overshadowed by its formidable rival, a tragic but inevitable conclusion. Yet, even in destruction, Carthaginian ingenuity left its mark, influencing shipbuilding, agriculture, and urban planning in subsequent empires. Knowledge, unlike cities, can endure. Modern archaeology continues to reveal the stories of these wars, unearthing battlefields, artifacts, and remnants of these two legendary civilizations, bringing their struggles to life. Each discovery challenges and refines our understanding, urging us to look beyond simplistic narratives of good and evil, revealing the complex motivations that drove these epic conflicts. The Punic Wars continue to captivate us, their grand scale, legendary figures, and profound consequences resonating through the ages, a testament to human ambition and survival. More than just battles, these were defining moments. They shaped the political landscape, cultural foundations, and military doctrines that would influence millennia of Western history. And let us not forget the millions of unsung individuals caught in the maelstrom, the soldiers, farmers and families, whose daily lives were irrevocably altered by great power struggles. What aspects of the Punic Wars do you find most compelling? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more historical insights.